meant for me and what I'm taking from this experience and this weekend. Sociologists like to talk about the social construction of reality. And over the past couple days, what I've taken from this experience is a very real deconstruction of the hegemony of the nuclear industry and what it is that you folks have shared with us, what you shared with each other in terms of, knowledge, information, priorities, realities. I think today what we're going to be doing is taking that deconstruction of the nuclear reality and focusing on reconstructing it in ways that are positive in terms of social change and working to dismantle the nuclear industry. So in that context, I would love again to share my appreciation for what you've done to this community, and the information that you have provided will be shared. The president of HOPE, Talon Smith, he wants to take a minute or two just to sort of share some of his thoughts of what he's experienced this week. So, Talon, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Tim. As Tim said, my name is Talon Smith, and I'm the president of the HOPE organization, Humanity Organized for Peace Through Education. And being one of the younger generation that was spoken of, especially yesterday in the conference at various times, I just wanted to kind of give my own, personal gratitude to every single person here that came here. That I know a lot of you have driven many, many hundreds of miles to get here to this conference. And there was a comment that was made yesterday about the younger generation and not being present here at this, campus and whatnot. And I just wanted to lend you, folks, some hope in that there are younger people here that do hear your message and that will carry the message, further. And I don't want the impression that the younger generation, does not care about concerns such as these. We are facing some very, very difficult times, for all across the entire globe, and we, as a younger generation, do need to step up and take ownership of what is going to eventually become ours. And I would like, to, put forth that there are many leaders, especially here on this campus, from the student organizations. There are hundreds of them, and I'm just but one. And I would like to let you guys know that there are people out there in the campus organizations and in the student body that hear you. So I just want to take a couple minutes and let you guys know, give you guys a ray of hope that don't lose hope and keep educating, keep sending your message, because we do hear you. Thank you very much.
I love you, sir. No hot dog. Thank you for making my last few moments on Earth socially awkward.
After the meltdown, we can expect roving bands.
I don't like this program. Change the chair.
Traffic for hours.
The 1979 accident, 3 Mile Island Unit 2, severely damaged the reactor core.
When these 50 passengers arrived in Vienna today, they were met not by friends and relatives, but by officials with Geiger counters. They are the first evacuees, dependents of Western workers in the Soviet Union, on a special flight from Minsk. Everyone was immediately tested for possible radiation. When asked if any passengers had suffered from contamination, doctors were uncertain.
Well, it could be, I don't know. But one can't say.
Based on this Soviet photo, it's hard to say much of anything.
A report suggests that the reactors at the Fukushima plant were damaged by the initial earthquake and not the tsunami wave. Well, given that earthquakes are commonplace in Japan, what does this say about the safety of the rest of Japan's nuclear reactors?
Well, I mean, the obvious response is that they should actually all be shut down. I think most people believe this. There's a very, very high level of contamination, even as far south as Tokyo. For example, we found one sample in Tokyo that had levels of radioactivity higher than levels inside the Chernobyl exclusion zone. It's a very serious matter.
Go back to three-eyed fish, see? If you want to play a part, we got lots of parts to play. The three-eyed fish actually blink. What you got to do is push down on the eyeball and it hits a button on the backside, and then you just walk around with the three-eyed fish. First one will be has been added in here today. How expensive day?
Ooh.
October 24th, we identified additional cracking that was on the adjacent three shoulders. So at that time, we initiated another condition report and also notified the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Noise! And noise!
5 minutes before critical mass.
Critical what? Okay, don't panic. Whatever problem this is, I'm sure they know how to handle it. Oh? Ah! It's my problem! We're doomed!
And the result of these calculations confirmed that the building stresses did remain within the limits of the original codes.
But I can assure you and the public that there's absolutely no danger whatsoever. Things couldn't be more
Shit. Sir, where's my radiation suit?
How the hell should I know?
Mr. Byrne, people are calling this a meltdown.
Oh, meltdown. It's one of those annoying buzzwords. I prefer to call it an unrequested fission surplus.
Now, previous to tonight, First Energy has repeatedly and consistently said in its public statements that the cracking was confined to the architectural elements or the decorative elements in the shield building wall, as if the cracking did not exist in elements of the wall that are structural. This is not decorative. This is a crack in the structure.
Gum used to seal crack in cooling towers. Plutonium rod used as paperweight.
How can you expect the public to believe the statements that you gave tonight, that the shield building wall will continue to be safe, when up until tonight, First Energy repeatedly downplayed the true nature of the problem?
Yes, we've isolated the problem. Wouldn't you know, false alarm? It seems a single wingward crow flew into our warning system.
Very good. Well, sir, your point about nuclear hysteria is well taken. This reporter promises to be more trusting and less vigilant in the future.
Excellent. Well, Todd. Smithers, I can still sell it snake oil. Now, bring me a wine spritzer, and don't be stingy with the vino.
Yes, sir.
If the representative from First Energy in the media over and over and over again said that these were cracks that only affected architectural elements of the facility. There's one quick question of reliability with a utility that's out to make profit and keep issues from the public so that their share prices don't fall on the stock market. That's to be expected. There's another issue of reliability with a regulatory agency that Representative Markey from Massachusetts calls an agency in full meltdown that cannot be relied on, that is working with the industry, the nuclear industry, to weaken safety standards of nuclear power plants all across the United States. Post-Fukushima, the worst nuclear accident in the history of humanity.
Do you fear this mad invention that they call atomic power? Are we all in great confusion? Do we know the time or right? When a terrible explosion may rain down upon our land, leaving horrible destruction, blotting out the works of man.
That was a wonderful occupation of Entergy down south, and it was coordinated with efforts elsewhere as well. I'm going to show a short one. This is just, we went to downtown Toledo Edison headquarters, and this is what we promised the media, that we would be spackling the cracks on not much audio.
Are these on YouTube?
These were these were put up by the media. These were media clips we were able to pull down. Oh, there it was. Okay.
That's funny.
My name is Mr. Burns, and I am so pleased to be standing out here today with all of these little people, these common citizens who are so mistaken in their anti-nuclear philosophies. I would like to set the record straight. Nuclear power has been very good to me. Radioactive waste is a very profitable business. Of course, it helps to externalize all the risks, to sing the praises of the Blue Ribbon Commission on America's nuclear future. One of the better ideas I've come up with in a long time, if I do say so myself.
We're here to make a public statement on the last day of public comment to the Department of Energy's Blue Ribbon Commission on what to do with nuclear waste in the United States. And basically, we're here to say that the first and foremost recommendation is to stop generating this very problematic and deadly material, which will only be a liability for future generations and not any benefit.
Smithers agrees with me, but then again, he always agrees with me. I'd like to point out that billionaires are people too. I am the 1%, and I have ordered Smithers to unleash the hounds of hell on the Occupy Wall Street, Occupy DC, and all related movements. The reason that I took such a drastic action was that the Occupy Wall Street movement, after hearing Helen Caldecott speak on their soapbox, came out against nuclear power. But regarding the Blue Ribbon Commission on America's nuclear future, it's the best commission money can buy. And I have some very close personal friends serving on the commission. Senator Pete Domenici, who I like to call Senator Strangelove, perhaps the most pro-nuclear member of Congress of the past generation or two. I love Pete. Say Pete. Also on the Blue Ribbon Commission, a very close friend of mine, John Rowe, CEO of Exelon Nuclear. He has made tenders to buy the Springfield nuclear power plant, but I love it so. And I'm making such good money, I've decided to hold on to it for now. But if I were to sell it, it would be to John Rowe. I can trust him and Exelon Nuclear to maximize profits by taking shortcuts on safety, my personal business philosophy. And another good friend of mine serving on the Blue Ribbon Commission, Richard Meserve. In fact, I hired Mr. Meserve as my personal corporate lawyer in a number of very challenging legal cases. Once in a while, like at Chernobyl or at Fukushima Daiichi, something goes wrong, and we need to have defense in depth, which means places to move away to take your children on an extended vacation lasting perhaps 1,000,000 years. Which reminds me why we're gathered here today, to talk about radioactive waste. Deadly for 1,000,000 years, which means that I will be making money that whole time. And I would like to thank the little people of America, the ratepayers and the taxpayers, for making this possible. And I would like to thank the Tea Party movement for completely ignoring the subsidies that my industry enjoys. Thank you very much, little people. Enjoy your radioactive waste. Be sure the kids each take their share of radioactive waste home with them today. It's so much cheaper than dumping of it in a disposal facility. Thank you. Thank you all. My name is Mr. Burns, and I am the new owner of First Energy's Davis Bessie atomic reactor. And
closer.
where are the little people who run these things, who I pay so much money to? I need a functioning microphone immediately. Immediately. Or you're fired. Up with the head.
It's closer.
Thank you so much.
Directional, got right straight into it.
So again, my name is Mr. Burns. I own Davis Bessie, who is right here with a cracked containment shell, but we're going to explain to you why that is not a problem. And we do have our reactor depicted here. It is a cauldron of catastrophe and culpability, and all the species are represented inside. They are boiling ever so slowly until ready for ingestion. And the 600-pound gorilla in the room, perhaps 800, after breakfast today, will demonstrate, along with Homer Simpson, what happened to cause the cracking of the Davis Bessie shell. It was the blizzard of 1978. And this is how it went. You'll see that the cracking was caused in this way, and no questions. We will take no questions. Put your hand down. It was quite an intense blizzard. We just did not foresee it coming. So, you may be wondering what the feathers are all about. Well, when we put this snow job before the public, they didn't appreciate it. And they cooked up some feathers with nuclear-grade Gorilla Glue in their cauldron of culpability, and this is the result. But I wear it as a badge of honor. We are sticking by our story, we're sticking by our snow job, and we are solving all problems with a coat of whitewash, which we have forgotten. We have no whitewash, so you'll just have to imagine that part. And you'll see that the rats are now jumping ship. And we have a new protective dome on top to cap it all off.
The condo.
So I would like to thank you, and I would like to ask where the local politician is, because I need to pay him his monthly bribe, which I have brought with me. And once the bribe is paid, I will be handing out party favors. Everyone gets to take their own little piece of radioactive waste home, because we have no other plan for it. So thank you for your attention, and remember to vote for the politician who we have bribed. Thank you very much. I so love these gatherings of ankle biters. Thank you, ankle biters, for being here today.
Yeah. Hello, Mrs. Puffy.
Oh, Jimmy Jazz?
That, you know, that egg
Jimmy
has
Jazz?
evolved.
Yeah.
That egg gets better every time I see it. It's the process of evolution.
Bananas are radioactive.
It used to be much more plain.
If you take off your mask. That's me. You might have known. You might have known. The media loved it. We had 6 cameras, video cameras. We had 4 or 5 stills. Went coast to coast. They love it. They eat it up. And then that's the window that gives us the opportunities to get that nice, concise soundbite in there. Here's the issues. And now they've got something worth showing that they think, you know. So we can do this. And we wrote this, each time we've written the skit on the way down or on the site. It's improv. Doesn't have to make sense, it's art. Just gotta be, so.
Yeah, the same with that.
So we've made quite a mess, but we'll clean it up.
The same with the thing with Mr. Burns in front of the Department of Energy again. I mean, it's always like we live from deadline to deadline, clip edge to clip edge. And, you know, it was thrown together very quickly with a small number of people. And that was completely improvised, you know. It's like, okay, camera's rolling. Get out on the high wire and make it happen.
This is kind of a prayer. Just pull some energy. A little too abstract, a little too wise. It's time for us to kiss the earth again. Let the leaves rain from the skies. Let the rich life run to the roots again. A little too proud, a little too sure. It's time to get back on the ground again. Breathe the air and drink water that's pure. Hope what's almost been lost can be found again. A little too angry, a little too mad. It's time for us to forgive again. Quit hurting ourselves and feeling so bad. Open up our hearts now, give again. A little too frantic, a little too fast. It's time for us to slow down again. Work hard, hold on to what can last. It's time to hold on to each other again. Too abstract, a little too wise. It's time for us to kiss the earth again. Let the leaves rain from the skies. the rich life run to the roots again. Let the rich life run to the roots again. Let the rich life run to the roots again. Let the rich life run to the roots again. We had an impromptu birthday party last night where we ate dinner, and Esther, they brought a big sombrero in. We did that, and but you know that happy birthday song? Yeah. This will be a good sing along because everybody knows the happy birthday song, right? So let's do the traditional happy birthday song. Okay? Do we have
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Esther. Happy birthday to you.
This is easy. I keep trying to teach people this. It's just really happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. This is your day, so we'll have lots of fun. And repeat that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. This is your day. We'll have lots of fun. Blow out the candles on the cake and make a wish. We'll serve everybody's favorite dish. What a happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear folks. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. This is your day, so we'll have lots of fun. Just repeat that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. This is your day, so we'll have lots of fun. The candles and the cake and make a wish,
and we'll serve everybody's favorite dish. Pizza and salad, is that what we're Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. This is your day, so let's have lots of fun.
I'm wondering if we could gather.
Thanks, everybody. I love all of you so much. It's been a great weekend. Thank you.
Would it be nice to have a group photo maybe out in the lobby?
That'd be cool.
When we're done.
Oh, yeah.
And a group hug. A photo.
Can feel something growing. It's getting stronger all across the land. It seems more people now are willing to speak up from their hearts and take a stand. Lots of people are still holed up since the Great Repression's waiting patiently to see if the horror show is ever gonna hold up and get the hell out of the land of the free. And it's been going on for such a long time. All the powerful take advantage of the needy. We got taught that's why some folks left West Europe and refuge on a distant eastern shore at sea. Some taken in by ones who lived here. They got fed, clothed, sheltered, and welcomed in. Some learned to live in harmony with nature. Now it's a wonder most patience hasn't worn or thin. They're saying prayers for the country, the hills and valleys, ridges, plateaus, canyons, lands. For the prairies, mountains, wetlands, swamps, and forests. For the farming soils, for the rocks and the desert sand. If you seek the truth and show up, they say justice has nothing to hide. Sometimes it's hard to see the pictures for the blow-up when it's mostly hung up on one or the other side. Trying to tell us we're running out of power. Hey, but the people know better than that. sun and earth will be around for a long time. Hey, some folks just need reminding where they're at. Saying prayers for the winged ones, the fishes and animals, our four-legged friends. Saying a prayer for all Earth Mother's creatures, and for ourselves, we better try and be amen. See it in the eyes of the people. Well, it's been hard now riding out the big storm, but the winds of change are blowing stronger now, and it's from hard times that the good ones fall. Maybe if enough human beings, they work for justice, human rights, equality, the greed and hate, fear and war show would close up, and peace could return to the land of the free. You're saying prayers for the old ones, and far past home, the precious children, and for ourselves whose times in between them. Hey, let's keep working, get together once again. Something going, it's getting stronger all across the land.
Keeping us away from the pizza for. What do you got, Angela?
I got nothing to say.
You're raising your hand.
It's like,
So,